Pathways to Wholeness podcast. I'm Michael Warmoth, and I thank you for joining us for this next episode of meditative teaching. Please note that these meditations were recorded in a tropical environment with the windows and doors open, so you will hear birds and other sounds in the background. Try not to let them distract you from the words. Okay, let's just settle in, relax, maybe take a few breaths and just listen to the music before the teaching starts. There is a useful process that we may easily forget that will help us come back to the moment, come back to the truth, come back to the present. There's process called prayer, but it is not the prayer that we have come to know through most established religions. Prayer is the directing our mind to accept and remember the truth. It is a form of self-soothing, of reminding ourselves that things are much different than they may appear. We may not think of ourselves as talking to ourselves all the time, but in fact, there is a conversation going on in the mind most of the time. We may or may not be conscious of it, but there are voices speaking to us. Memories, beliefs, all kinds of thoughts proceeding across our consciousness. But we can be the one that chooses what those thoughts are. That is becoming conscious. That is waking up. When we affirm and state our intention to accept the truth, when we consciously state that affirmation, but change the nature of our awareness. When we say, I know that in this moment the truth is real. I know that there is a divine perfection to this moment, no matter what appears to be true. The truth which underlies all, is the only truth. When we say that to ourselves, when we make that conscious statement, our awareness begins to change. When we speak of the reality of what lies beneath the noise and the suffering and the struggle, we speak to ourselves the perfection, the beauty, the love, the richness that is actually present in this moment, whether we are conscious of it or not. We change our energy. Instead of saying, I can't surrender, it's too difficult, I am stuck, which is a self-fulfilling prophecy, we can say, even though I am not conscious in this moment, the divine perfection that is real, that is the basis of my life, I do accept that it is the truth, even though it seems so remote and unreachable. I know that it is the only truth that can be, that I can change my mind. When we dwell on the truth, we begin to dwell in the truth. We allow only thoughts of the qualities, truth, and we remind ourselves in depth of what is real. It becomes real. Our energy changes. That is the nature of prayer, the true purpose and power of prayer, to devote our minds only to the qualities of truth, no matter how far away it seems. If we are willing to accept truth is reality, and we can change our experience. Of course, if we are filled with doubt and uncertainty, and we don't know how to affirm and accept that the truth is real, then we must ask ourselves, why are we so certain that the truth is not real? And who is making that claim? Because the truth is not making that claim. Where does that claim come from? Does it come from our history, our story, trauma? It is completely understandable that we would have lost faith and trust that there is greater power. But the fact remains that there is that within every one of us which knows the truth is real. Some way, somehow, there is that within us which knows. It is, as the famous songwriter said, It is the crack where the light gets in. We may find that we spend much of our time trying to look away from that light, to cover the crack, to be distracted from it. But let us be clear. Let us remember that light is our salvation. It is not a threat or a danger. It's the way back to peace. So, when we have doubt and uncertainty, when we don't feel we can affirm and accept the truth, what is really happening is that we are afraid to. We must consider that fear in the light of what is really going to make things better. Peace. Will we be better off avoiding the truth, distracting ourselves? Will we be better off staying in control? We know the answer to that. Our soul cries out for us to hear the truth. And we know that. And so let us do that. Let us remind ourselves. Let us affirm the truth. Devote ourselves to it. Accept nothing else. And when that seems impossible, that is the time to pray. That is the time to acknowledge that within you, your soul is a longing for the connection, the truth. It is inherent in you to be a free expression of the truth. So let us affirm truth now. Can you tell yourself that the truth is the only reality in this moment, despite all appearances? There is a divine perfection at work right now. There is power and a presence alive within you. It is the source of your existence, the source of your being right now. And that power and that presence is absolute and universal, permanent, incorruptible, perfect, divine. Doesn't matter what you think of yourself, what you think is true right now. What is truly true is your divine nature, that which knows the truth. When we know the truth, when we accept and live the truth, we do not need to pray. Prayer is required when we don't dwell in the truth. are feeling separate and outside of the truth. They have become used to the idea that our mind is stuck in some way. There are just some things we can't do. But the truth is, we can always change our mind. We can always choose our thoughts. We can speak to ourselves of the truth. Process soothing, just bringing ourselves back to a state of presence, back to knowing everything is okay. Something that many of us never learned. We should have learned it. We could have learned it from those around us. Many of us didn't. And we must learn to soothe ourselves. That soothing voice comes from someone we trust. And if we don't trust, have faith in the truth, it's difficult to find that soothing voice. But be assured, it is there. For the truth is universal and absolute. You do not exist outside of truth. Nothing does. Truth is within you, cannot be denied. It takes practice and devotion and focus to teach ourselves to dwell in the truth. It is not something that is going to happen if we are good enough, or if we do the right things. It's going to happen because we decide it should, because we want it to, because it is the only way to become free. We must choose to dwell in the truth.
Thank you for listening to this episode of our podcast. If you'd like more information on these meditations and teachings, visit pathwaystosurrender.com. You might be interested in our other podcast, Pathways to Surrender. These are guided meditations designed to support you in letting go of whatever tensions or false ideas you might be holding about how things really are, and reaching a state of peace and surrender. That's Pathways to Surrender. Look for the next episode soon. We're uploading them every couple of days. See you next time.